At Capella University, you'll get support from people who care about your success. From before you enroll to after you graduate, pursue your goals knowing help is available when you need it. Imagine your future differently at capella.edu.
You're listening to a Mint podcast brought to you by HT Smartcast.
Good morning, listeners. Welcome to Top of the Morning by Mint, your weekday newscast that brings you 5 major stories from the world of business. It's Thursday, February 29th, 2024. Happy leap year to all our listeners. My name is Nelson John. Let's get started.
Top of the Morning by Mint.
Bears went loose on the D Street on Wednesday with benchmark indices, Sensex and Nifty seeing a crash. Dragged down by the Midcap and Smallcap indices, both Sensex and Nifty were down by more than 1% at close, falling below the psychological levels of 73,000 and 22,000 respectively. As the February derivatives approached their expiry, the border markets corrected themselves on Wednesday amid stretched valuations. Small and mid-cap companies bore the brunt of the crash. This is after Sebi asked mutual funds investing in these companies to disclose more information about the risks involved. A senior mutual fund executive confirmed to Mint's market correspondent Ram Sahgal that the fund had shared information about handling a stress situation with Sebi. The market regulator had been in discussions with mutual funds about excessive inflow of cash into smaller companies. Coinciding with this, Kotak Mutual Fund had capped the lump sum inflows into its small cap fund at 2 lakh rupees per PAN per month and SIP inflows to 25,000 rupees per PAN per month. If you want to become a millionaire, start with $1 billion and launch a new airline. If this quote by Virgin Atlantic Airlines founder Richard Branson does not tell you enough about the risks of airline business, today's Mint's primer definitely will. For an airline business to be revived, a lot of factors need to align. It's no easy feat. Profitable carriers rely on a mix of factors, from favorable fuel prices and suitable aircraft to reliable maintenance contracts, extensive networks, prime airport slots, and a skilled workforce. In India especially, the action plan to get the planes back on the tarmac requires a hawk eye over costs and proactive management. What's also crucial is support from vendors, engine lessors, and maintenance companies. With SpiceJet's boss Ajay Singh making a bid, Mint's aviation reporter Anu Sharma explains the future prospects of Go First, the bankrupt airline that was launched by the Wadias. Interestingly, the only revival story in the aviation industry over the last 3 decades is that of SpiceJet, which got a second lease of life in December 2014. News from the edtech sector has been very bad lately, but PhysicsWallah stands out as an exception. The unicorn startup, which raised $100 million at a valuation of more than $1 billion from Westbridge Capital in 2022, has been profitable for the last 3 years. In an interview to Mint's New Economy reporter Sneha Shah, PhysicsWallah's co-founder Pratik Maheshwari said the company is considering making more acquisitions in the future. The company has set aside a corpus of $100 million for acquisitions and other inorganic deals, of which $60 million is from its last fundraise. The company, according to Maheshwari, is a cash-generating one, unlike startups which took the cash-burning route. PhysicsWallah is expected to close this fiscal with a revenue of 2,000 crore rupees, a growth of 150% over last year. The edtech is now in need of new growth areas. According to Maheshwari's plan for the company, physical centers will form a significant part of its expansion strategy. The company, which started as a YouTube channel, was entirely bootstrapped before the fund infusion by Westbridge, which was also joined by GSV Ventures. Interestingly, the founders still hold 91% of the company. Private equity fund Kedara Capital is on the verge of a milestone achievement in Indian context. According to a Reuters report, Kedara is set to raise $1.7 billion for its 4th private equity fund. The new fund will see about 80% coming from existing investors. New investors, including the US-based Cleveland Clinic and the University of Minnesota, will infuse the rest. The upcoming fund is poised to venture into various sectors, including banking, healthcare, consumer goods, and software. Kitara plans to unveil the fund by the end of March, with final paperwork currently in the works. While investors expressed interest in committing over $2 billion, Kitara opted to cap the fund at $1.7 billion, mindful of maintaining its deployment capabilities. Reliance and Disney disclosed the details of their merger to create a sports and entertainment juggernaut. The newly formed media behemoth will look to take on streaming giants Netflix and Amazon in the rapidly growing Indian streaming market. Reliance will also invest 11,500 crore rupees into the joint venture between its subsidiary Viacom 18 and Disney Star India. On a post-money basis, the combined entity will be valued at more than 70,000 crore rupees. That's close to $844 million. The new joint venture will see Neeta Ambani as the chairperson, while former Star India executive Uday Shankar will be the vice chairperson. With a 55 to 60% shareholding, Reliance will have a controlling stake in the company. The merged entity will unite media assets spanning entertainment channels, including Colors, Star Plus, Star Gold, and sports channels like Star Sports and Sports 18, along with content streaming on Jio Cinema and Hotstar. This collaboration is expected to reach over 750 million viewers in India. Additionally, the entity will gain exclusive distribution rights for Disney films and productions in India, encompassing over 30,000 Disney content assets. Men's entertainment and media correspondent Lata Jha and Gaurav Laghate bring to you the details on this much-anticipated marriage of the two media giants. We'd love to hear your feedback on this podcast. Let us know by writing to us at feedback@lifemint.com. You may send us feedback, tips, or anything that you feel we should be covering from your vantage point in the world of business and finance. That's all for today. Thank you for listening. We'll be back tomorrow with a fresh episode of Top of the Morning. Have a nice day.
Top of the Morning by Mint.
At Capella University, you'll get support from people who care about your success. From before you enroll to after you graduate, pursue your goals knowing help is available when you need it. Imagine your future differently at capella.edu.